Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Shining Light video podcast show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm Michael Esposito, the host of the show, and an insurance agent specializing in business and personal insurance. I'll introduce my guests in just a few moments, but first I would like to acknowledge what's happening in our society today. My show is a platform to highlight and promote the amazing people in our communities, and it will continue to do so, to shine a light on the positive people and the actions they take to help each other. Therefore, I'd like to highlight several communities and their positive actions. I'd like to applaud all of the communities who have had peaceful, nonviolent protests. This show will continue to shine a light on the positivity and the amazing people in our communities, no matter their race, gender, religion, politics, or anything else that's perceived to separate us. Today's show has also been sponsored by the Mindful Living Coaching Program. In this program, Matt Alfonso will help you gain clarity, live present, and improve your self-love. This program is designed to help you shift your mindset and make lasting changes. Please message at MattAlfonso1 on Instagram and use the promo code SHININGLIGHT to receive a special discount. That's Matt Alfonso and the number 1 on Instagram. The show has also been sponsored by HV Gold Rewards, the largest business network Facebooking group in the Hudson Valley, helping you shop local at a discount. Visit hvgoldrewards.com to buy your $10 discount card. Enter promo code FCH, and HV Gold video froze up. I'm sorry about that. If you enter the promo code FCH, HV Gold will donate $8 towards Forgotten Children. Looks like, I'm sorry everybody, I just had some connectivity issues. I hope you all heard my introduction, because without further ado, I'd like to bring in my guest who is here and ready to go. So hang on one second. I'm just going to bring him and welcome him to the show. So hello everybody. I see a lot of friends in the comment section there. Hi everybody. Hey Steven, how are you?
How you doing, man? How's everything?
Good. Good to see you. Good to see you. Sorry about that. I don't know, when I was doing my introduction here, I think there was a connectivity issue that I cut out a couple times.
You did a little bit, but I got you now.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let me give you a proper introduction and let's get started here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Shining Light video podcast show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm Michael Esposito, the host of the show and an insurance agent specializing in business and personal insurance. Keep creating new windows from which to look out of. Don Shapiro. Do you have a new window to look out of? Let us know in the comments. If you don't have a new window to look out of figuratively, my guest today will help you look out of a new window physically. He's Stephen Orefice of New Beginnings, Windows and Doors, and he'll share how the window you look out of can be the best feature of your home. Welcome, Stephen.
Welcome. Hey, Mike, thank you for having me.
Oh, certainly. But first, before we get into any business here, I have to congratulate you and your wife on your new son, Milo. Congratulations on your, as you called him, your quarantine baby. Congratulations. Just an amazing moment in your life, I'm sure.
Thank you so much. It's been a real honor and blessing to have him during this crazy time, and he puts a smile on our face every day. So you're a dad yourself, so now I understand why you smile so much, and it's definitely truth there for sure.
Yeah, they give you a whole new outlook on life. I just went to a 60th birthday drive-by yesterday, and our friend, it's a basketball friend of mine, and one of the things that he always has said about his sons is that it's one of the most truest loves that you'll ever experience is the child, is the birth of your child. So
it is, and also it changes your whole mindset. I mean, it really, it's not me anymore. It's wow,
right.
It's him. So really cool
Yep.
things.
Yeah, so congratulations to you guys, and I think we have a new little baseball player in our ranks, right?
That's right, baseball, or he might even be a tight end, Mike. He's eating a lot, so I don't know which route he's going to go. I don't care, whatever, as long as he plays sports.
Awesome. All right, well, let's jump into this. So I'm here with Stephen Orefice from New Beginnings, Windows and Doors. And Stephen, you were just recently appointed VP of Sales for New Beginnings, Windows and Doors. I'd like for you to share with us who New Beginnings is, what they do, and what your role entails, and how you're helping people, really accentuate the most important, most expensive prized possession they have in their homes.
No, that's exactly right, Mike. Yeah, I mean, it's New Beginnings, Window and Door. We are a full-service premium window and door distributor. We proudly serve the Hudson Valley and the whole tri-state area. It's family-owned and operated since 2008. Our specialties are really new construction, replacement, and remodeling business. Good referral sources for us, architects, contractors, builders, and obviously the homeowner division that I was telling you about, that we have a full install program now that I'm really dialing in on and developing as we move forward here. So it's, you know, I work for the Haynes family. They're local. They have a few kids in Ketchum High School, and Mike's been doing windows and doors for a very long time. So we have a very knowledgeable staff. There's only 8 of us, but really we're just that high-end type customer service oriented establishment. You know, instead of walking into a Lowe's or a Home Depot, you know, you could walk into our 2,000 square foot showroom and we can walk you through A through Z and show you all our samples. I have 15 manufacturers in-house that we can deal with. So we really work for the customer. It's not just selling one brand. You know, we have the opportunity to kind of really delegate and work for that customer, and whatever their home needs, we're here for you. And we could also install it too. So we're a one-stop shop.
Right, right. And some of the things that we think about when we think about replacing our windows and doors is, of course, the efficiency of the home and being able to save some money in terms of heat or cooling. Could you speak on that a little bit about when you're replacing your windows or replacing your doors, what kind of effect that might have on a homeowner in terms of savings?
Yeah, it has a huge effect, Mike. You know, as far as the, you know, the Central Hudson bills and everything like that, we forget about all the drafts coming into the home, you know, and what that does to your bill. So, you know, as both of us grow our families, I think we're a little bit more aware now, you know, with those types of things. So it's really, one, I have to say product line. I mean, it's very easy to take the easy way out and go get a quick product that you could pick up either same day or drag it back to your house. But with windows and doors especially, this should be a one-time project that you put all your time and effort into, and you only do it once. And that's the beauty that we can kind of bring to the table, because you get a lifetime manufacturer warranty with all of our manufacturers. And the big thing is when you go to a small end shop like that, we work for you. So we're literally, if you have any hardware issues, you have any issues, you know, with that specific window or door, we're calling the manufacturer, we're taking care of it for you, instead of you calling a 1-800 number and sitting on the line for, you know, a few hours and not getting anything accomplished. So, you know, energy efficiency is something we take pride in, and that's why we come into your home, we do a full analysis, and we make sure we have all the facts before we give you a recommendation. If you're going into, you know, one of our competitors, they may just throw you one product line, you know, just to kind of sell you the product and get to the next customer. We really take pride in making sure we spend time with our customer base and making them happy, so they only do that expensive project once. And right. You know, from there out, we follow you through, you know, all the way to the end.
Right. Yeah. And as you mentioned to me in the notes was basically making sure that you're accentuating this prized possession of your home, of you're building this beautiful home, or you're purchasing this beautiful home.
Exactly.
And, you know, the first thing people see is your front door when they come up to it.
No doubt.
So you want to make sure.
We're doing a lot of front entry doors with side lights and hardware, and it really does spice up the home. I'm a big, you know, creative guy, and I love the whole designing part of it. So when you have a beautiful home and you add in a nice door that really complements that, it really makes the home stick out. Same thing with the windows. You know, it's really staying in contrast to your whole topic and what you're trying to accomplish there, because you can put in the wrong window or the wrong door, and it could change the flavor of the whole home. So you really need to take the right steps and make sure, you know, you do your research and you work with somebody who's knowledgeable and who's been in the business a long time, like the family that I work for, you know, to be able to give you good advice and recommendations so you don't make a mistake. Because once you make a mistake, it's a lot of money to fix. So, like I said.
Yeah. And, you know, something I want to get into a little bit is just about the product. You and I spoke a little bit about product lines and my interaction with one of the product lines, and I'm wearing their shirt, and I'm going to show you in a second. But first, this is the Shining Light Video Podcast Show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm here with Stephen Orefice, Vice President of Sales for New Beginnings Windows and Doors, and he's going to help you make the right decision in terms of buying the right windows and the right doors for your home, which could be a really big investment. So it's important for you to really understand what these products have. So I'm wearing my Marvin's Windows and Doors shirt today
There it is.
in honor of you, Stephen, because I had a tremendous experience with Marvin many years back when I was in that industry. And I want to kind of share that experience, but I believe that a lot of the manufacturers that you work with probably have very similar philosophies that Marvin has. So for me, when I got to fly out to War Roads in Minnesota and go and visit the Marvin facility and see how these windows are made and go through the entire assembly line and really understand the culture of the company. And when dealing with New Beginnings, which is a family-owned company, you're dealing with a lot of businesses, a lot of manufacturers that are very similar to Marvin. Could you speak a little bit on the products that you work with and what kind of value they offer to the customer? And what I mean by that question, just so you can understand where I'm going with this, is that my understanding and what I remember from Marvin was they put a lot of time into even just the paint, of understanding that, like, if I say this is a 30-year window, that the paint's going to last 30 years. It's not just about the efficiency of the window, but also the paint, because the person's spending a lot of money to pick these colors out, and they don't want it to fade after 10 years. So kind of along the lines of that, so that people can understand what kind of value you bring when you're speaking and meeting with them and sharing that knowledge that you have.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of being a window and door distributor, right, Mike? So we have the ability to work with 15 other manufacturers that, one, they're usually family owned and operated. Like we have a United out of New Jersey that started, you know, they're like 100 and something years old. So it's really, they've been around a long time. We get the experience to go into the factory and actually see how the window is built and made. And it's really our choice as a distributor whether we want to bring that product line into our house or not, you know, as being a dealer. So we really pick and choose and only pick the best products from our manufacturers to bring in. There may be a series that we just don't believe in, you know, even if it's a trusted manufacturer, but we just don't believe in the product. We have the ability to say no and only take what we want, you know, and that's the part that I really like, because we could really cater our product knowledge and staff behind us in order to sell those types of products. But anywhere from, you know, the type of glass that's being made with these windows, we could really fine tune and make sure that the glass is comfortable enough, strong enough, durable, can withstand, like United, you talk about, like it can withstand hurricane winds. Like, so those types of windows, they're a 30-year mark and above, you know what I mean? Like we have the high-end wood window with Norwood, you know, they last 30 plus years. You know, they take a very long time to be made, but they're made the right way. They're coming from Canada. So, you know, those are the types of people we're working with. It's a quality product. And I think that's what people need to understand everywhere, you know, from the sill underneath the door or a window and the paint, how the panes are made, how the glass is made. There's so many different product pieces that go into making that window. A Magna Seal is another big thing with United. So it sticks like a refrigerator. So, you know, like that energy efficiency we talked about, it really doesn't prevent the cold air to come in or the hot air, you know, depending on the season. And how about being easy to clean for homeowners? So like we have a lot of tilt and clean mechanisms where, you know, it's a lock and tilt. So you literally unlock it and the window opens up for you so you can clean from the inside. So you know, there's a lot of things that really benefits the homeowner, you know, when we're choosing their window. And that's why we do a whole needs analysis of what do you really need and what really don't you need, you know, so we can keep you in a cost effective, you know, mix to purchase that window, but also get all your needs and wants of those buttons that touch your needs.
Certainly. And I'm glad you said all that, because that's exactly it, is that I wanted so that the homeowners really understand is that when dealing with a company like you, like New Beginnings, and dealing with a salesperson like yourself, Steven here, you're getting a lot of knowledge, because what these small companies do, these manufacturers that we're talking about, is they do a lot of training for Steven and for his team to be able to learn about their products. And what Steven just said there is that he's not going to be married to one of these companies. What he's going to do is make an objective decision and help you try to find what's the best option for you. And that's what I really love about working with a small company like New Beginnings and working with somebody like yourself who's really invested into the process for this person. And that's tremendous. And when you spoke about it earlier about the larger corporations, the big box stores, and I think that that's really the big difference is that sometimes these big box stores, they're married to a certain company. And also, unfortunately, the training isn't there for the sales representative. Whereas New Beginnings and these other manufacturers, like you said, United and Marvin, they invest in you to be able to give you the most amount of knowledge to bring to the customer. And I think that that's tremendous.
And I have to say, even Windsor is another big brand. We have Windsor and Plygem, and Plygem's a nice aluminum clad. Windsor, is another high-end wood window, or you could go aluminum clad as well. So we have a lot of these companies that, you may not hear of because they're not maybe as big as Appella or Marvin or some of these bigger brands. They just don't spend the money on the marketing, but they use that capital to invest in their product. So the product could be just as good. It just, they're not advertising on much, as much on TV or online or stuff like that. So when you come to a professional like us, we're going to come into your home and do a whole analysis. And when we come in, we're bringing you 2 or 3 options for you to choose from. And once we do all our research. Once you inquire about our services, we have a whole customer feedback form. I'm contacting you. We're getting in touch. I'm finding out more about your needs and wants. And then we go from there, and we'll bring you 2 or 3 manufacturers, to your home. And once COVID clears out, we've been, following all the CDC guidelines and keeping to 1 rep. So we're doing a lot of the virtual stuff right now, but we're still going in the homes, as long as the homeowner is comfortable. We'll take our preliminary measurements, and then we'll go ahead and send them a follow-up, virtually on Zoom or a phone call or email. But once we get back to real life a little bit, we really spend a lot of time in the home at the kitchen table. We're that old school type window and door company. Like, we're big on relationships. Relationships is what sells for us. And that's what we bring to the table. And really, family, faith, integrity, honesty, those are our key principles of what we run our business off of.
Cool. Yeah. And I want to get into some of the relationships that you've built in the community. But first, I want to ask you, just in terms of what we're going through today, and you just mentioned with Zooming with customers. So when you're meeting with a client, is that how you're currently meeting with clients? Is it through Zoom or through a virtual, or are you able to go with a mask on or something?
No, we're able to go with a mask. And, we sanitize in our vehicle before we get there. We keep our 6 feet of distance. So, we leave it on the homeowner. We make sure they're comfortable. We always enter with a mask, but that's where my pre-qualifying comes in. And that's a pre-conversation that we have with the homeowner. Hey, are you comfortable? Do you have small kids? Do you want us at your home? Do you not? There's other ways to do this to protect you and your family. So we're big on going out and doing what we need to do, but we're going to do it the right way. So we leave it on the customer to let them know how they want us to proceed. During a time like this and a global pandemic, we have to take it very seriously. And I have a small one at home, so I get it. And it's really, you need to be open-minded. And there's other ways, technology is a blessing in a way. So we can still get things done. But, I am an in-person type person. So I would rather come see you and give you a big hug. But, I understand the circumstances. So we cater to the customer.
Yeah, and you mentioned a couple positive things in there, which leads me to the question that I always ask my guests, which is, first of all, I want to highlight the fact that you're a very positive person. You're an usher at your church, the Calvary Chapel in Hudson Valley, and you're also a volunteer of Angels of Light. So you spread a lot of positivity in your community. You're very active there. Could you share with us what you believe, what you see as a positive outcome from the quarantine that we've all experienced? And it looks like we're getting back a little bit to normal, but could you share with us what you see as a positive outcome from all of this?
Yeah, Mike, honestly, I used it, me personally, I just use it as a time to reflect. Just starting out a family, really taking a high-end sales and operations role. For me, it was really getting back to basics. When we were back in this economy before the pandemic, I think we were all running with our heads cut off. 7 days a week and just work and really no life balance. That's where I struggled a little bit because I'm a baseball coach and I run a baseball business as well. So for me, I'm a very busy guy. So for me, I kind of lost sight of that before the pandemic. And when that pandemic hit, it forced all of us to slow down. And I took that as a real blessing. I was able to get back into religion and some of these other things. I'm a big believer of mind, body, and spirit. So you really need to take care of yourself before you can take care of other people. And for me, personal development, self-development, I'm always looking for ways to improve myself and also to help support other people. And besides the church, besides my coaching, I do a lot of other business support groups that are free that I offer to the community, that I run out of New Beginnings, but I run the head of these programs that we just do business masterminds. And it's a safe place for people to come to us and say, hey, I'm really struggling with this part of my business. What do you guys recommend? What can I do, to really improve my business? Also, it's the part where you struggle, as a business owner, to be able to go into a group and talk about accountability. Like literally all my people that I come in, face front and are involved in my groups, we communicate on a weekly basis and we make sure we're all staying on task, make sure anybody needs anything, we're there to support them. So I love people, man. It's something I love, helping people. And it's just a gift I was given, growing up and being in a very positive family and being in the sports environment. I think really being a college athlete and coach, I love building a team. I love working with people, and I love going for everybody's reaching for the same goal type mentality. It definitely goes a long way, and you achieve more that way when you're involved in something that's bigger than yourself.
Yeah, you really do. And you said something in there where I'll give you a hint to the answer to my leading question here, which is you mentioned something about authenticity, I think, in there.
Yeah.
And a question I want to ask you, because you are so active in all of these different networking groups, and you and I kind of share that same thing. That's why when you're saying slow down, I'm like, you know that's not true for you and me, because we have not slowed down.
Correct.
You're very, very active. And the reason why I bring up authenticity is I want to ask you your tips on building relationships, because you are really strong at that. That's one of your strong suits. You spoke about it early on, building relationships with your customers, but you also build relationships with as you mentioned earlier on, your circle of influence. And I feel that you bring a lot of value in terms of speaking on that. So could you share with us a few tips on building relationships, as to what your maybe principles or keys to building a good, solid, strong relationship with someone are?
Yes. No, I appreciate that, Michael. It's, number one, I'm a big believer of getting to know somebody, right? So always lead with the relationship. I mean, I see too many people, lead with business and desperation. So that's never going to get you anywhere. It may help you out in the short term, but in the long term, you're not going to have those relationships built. So for me, I love going out of the way and learning about people right off the bat. So before I spit out a product to them, or I tell them where they need to be, or what to do, or attend an event, I call that person and have a 30-minute call with them and do face-to-faces and get coffee with them and understand more about where they are in life, what they want out of life, what they want out of their career, learn about their family, learn about their hobbies and interests. So really just, I love talking about things outside of work. Work is a big part of my life, but I don't want to be remembered as windows and doors. Ultimately, I want that to be a piece of what I did, but I really want to be remembered as Steven, the person, before I start bringing in other things. And I love that I'm a baseball coach and stuff like that, but it's really everything that comes together. So when you can bring your passions and your positive way of life and your relationships all into one, that for me is a home run. And I could literally put my head on the pillow knowing that I'm supporting my family, I'm helping my friends, I'm helping my colleagues, and I'm helping the community, first off, because I have the luxury of working where I grew up. I mean, we're right in my back. I could throw a rock and hit the house that I grew up in from New Beginnings, Windows and Doors. So Wappingers Falls truly means a lot to me, where I was able to build a lot of relationships and go to Ketchum High School down the street and play sports and go to college and play baseball, in Long Island at CW Post. And, I had the luxury of working in the city and working for Fox Television and some of these other types of corporate experiences that have just molded me and humbled me, because it takes a lot to go through a lot. So,
Right.
and I think you've been through your fair share, and we talk about that all the time. And if we didn't go through our previous experiences, we wouldn't be sitting, where we are today and motivated. But I would say really just get out to know people, and kind of what you're doing, Mike, is reaching out and learning about your community, reach out to other influencers. So surround yourself with positive people. You're the average of those 5 people that you surround yourself with every day. So if I get a negative person, no offense, you're probably not going to be hearing from me. It's not somewhere where I want to spend my time today. You know, as you see with young kids, and my timetable of working is really, you know, getting smaller and smaller, and our time is getting more and more valuable. So I really truly want to enjoy going into work every day and working with people that I like. And I think from the social media days, it's really, it's not so much spending money to market anywhere. It's really strategic alliances is where I found a lot of success, you know, as of late. And that's where I'm going to continue to spend my time, because I love relationships. I mean, there's nothing like calling up, you know, a buddy that you've made, or, you know, me and you speaking and talking about our own businesses and what we could do, or catching up and having a beer, or, you know, going out to a country concert, which I love. So little things, or catching a ball game. I mean, just getting to know people on a more personal level. There's so much technology now that people kind of forget about the face-to-face stuff and good conversations and connecting. So I would highly recommend that.
Yeah, you know, you said a lot there, which is exactly what I was looking for. And one of the things that I definitely want to highlight is really when we're talking about building a relationship and a foundation to that, it's like you said, it's learning about the other person, taking the time to listen to them, to hear what they're all about and learn about them. And from there, the relationship will grow. And two other things that you mentioned in there, of course, is focusing on yourself first in terms of self-development, learning about yourself. You know, you have to learn about yourself first to be able to learn about other people. So do that. And then lastly, of course, surrounding yourself with all the positive and right people are going to build on these great relationships as a foundation. So thank you so much for sharing all of that. That was a lot and tremendous. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, I thought my video froze up. This is the Shining Light video podcast show where I'm shining a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm here with Stephen Orefice from New Beginnings, Windows and Doors. And we're speaking today about how he's able to help, of course, your house be more efficient, but also look really, really cool and really, really great. And he can do that by just meeting with you, having a great conversation, getting to know what your goals are, what you need in your home, and being able to put you with the right windows and doors. He has an extensive line of manufacturers that he's going to be able to go through with you and make the right choice for you. Stephen, you're also, as we've spoken a little bit about, very active in your community. You're a part of so many different networking groups, mastermind groups, Wappingers Falls Business and Professional Association, the Rotary Club, and then, of course, you coach a baseball team. I would love for you to maybe elaborate on some of those things, but also maybe share with us any acts of kindness and generosity that you're witnessing in your community today.
Yeah, I mean, I got to start off with Angels of Light, Mike. We, as a company, we helped out a local family right down the street from my parents' house in Wappingers that was really struggling. And the mom had cancer, and they were from, it's a 501c3. They help families with life-threatening illnesses. So we jumped in on that. I know Lori Decker, the head of the organization, and I've served on the board in the past. And so we, as a company at New Beginnings, we sponsored a family during the holidays, and we went out and we had a family move to New York from Africa just so she can get down to New York City to get cancer treatment. So we took this young family on, and they had two small little ones, and we literally went and bought a Christmas tree for them, and we bought gifts for the whole family. And when I talk about heart-wrenching, Mike, it was absolutely incredible when we dropped those gifts off. I mean, all 8 of us were in tears, you know, with those kids, and seeing the Christmas tree and provide. We set up the lights for them and everything. And we don't want anything in return for that, Mike. This is just a story that I'm telling you, but just, and there's countless stories like that of, you know, I used to deliver for the organization too. So I used to cover the tri-state area and would go and deliver, you know, the last few years for them. But it's, you don't really know what you're going through until you see what else is out there. So life isn't really that bad when you see what types of issues people are really having in their families, and, you know, being sick and other types of horrible things that are going on. So, you know, I would say that's a big positive impact for me. Angels of Light, coaching, right? So, I mean, I can't say enough. I'm super passionate with the youth, Mike. It's something that sports has kept me to continue getting better and better. It made me learn how to build relationships. I was a catcher. So I always had to work with the pitcher and deal with different personalities and dial people into the ultimate goal and keep them focused. And as a catcher, you're the only person facing the other way on a field. So you're an automatic leader. So literally you need to know where everybody's supposed to go on every single pitch. And when things are happening, you have to call the shots. And I call every single pitch. I have game plans. I have layouts and setups and signs. And so that you need to learn how to multitask at a very young age to be able to do a position like that. So for me, that's why I love getting teams together that are energized and positive and working with the youth. I mean, working with kids anywhere from age 7 to 18 is really my sweet spot. I've done different age levels, but I love going and picking a team, getting them together, making them become a family, and really working for one goal. And that not only teaches life goals, but it just brings in the value from a personal level to be able to work in teams, be able to work with, an upper manager, or be able to work with your colleagues. And it just translates so well as they get older and go through college. And once sports stops, you got to be able to still bring those skills into real life and bring it into whatever career that you choose. So for me, it's just coaching and teaching, and I work with Little League coaches and stuff like that. I train the coaches as well. So that's just a real positive part for me that I really enjoy, just kind of giving back. I mean, my dad coached me when I was younger, and I was able to take stuff from him and all the other coaches, my college coach and high school coach and everybody that I came across. I just kept taking little tidbits, and then I made it my own way. And I still constantly stay up on that and go to conventions and, stuff like that to stay up on my game. But, definitely the youth is a big, pain point for me to make positive.
Yeah, and to that point, I want to just share a quote that you shared with me, which is, I like to feel part of something bigger than myself. And yep. I've made it your quote, really. I wrote it in my notes as your quote, and I really like that quote. Could you just share a few sentences as to what that means to you when you say that? I like to feel part of something bigger than myself? Because, as you said, it translates to so many things in our lives.
It does, right? Because, you can get to a level, and, I've done individual sales. I've done everything. I mean, in a sales and marketing perspective. So I've had 10 years of really weaving in and out. But I could go and sell $10 million worth of sales, and it just wouldn't fulfill me as a person. So for me, it's just that team environment. I love integrating with people. So, when I said learn about yourself, that's stuff that I really deep dive into on a more personal level to know where I need to be and pick the right environment that makes me happy. So I've sacrificed a lot of family time. I've sacrificed a lot of other things in my past. But I know where I need to be. Where your passions really ignite. So for me, with a team, and whether it's a work team, whether it's a sports team, to gather around those people on a daily basis. I talk to my teams every single day, but to be able to work towards an end goal. And when you hold up that trophy at the end, Mike, there's no words to explain it. I don't know if you watch like the Michael Jordan series, but it's on ESPN, The Last Dance. But when he holds up that trophy and he's really emotionally just shot, and he's just laying there with the trophy, kissing the trophy. I mean, I've been in so many situations like that from a professional and a baseball, sports level, that like you crave that. And it's something that it's a vision, it's a goal, it's something that you're constantly after, and you can't put words on that once you achieve that. So that's something that I do for my people that I want to get to. I want them to have that much excitement and passion and happiness. And those life things never go away. People can never take that away from you. So all my great experiences, I will have, to tell my son and live with until I die. So it's just, those are just fantastic stories that I think of. But winning a state championship, whether it's winning a college championship that I've done, it's just succeeding at business at different levels and getting yourself to a place where you've worked so hard for. That's the ultimate goal. You're your only you're your only competition. I see too many people try to competing with other people and trying to one up other people, and you're going to burn out eventually, and that was something that I was after right out of college. And it just humbled me from being in the corporate environment. And, you know, I'm in competition with myself every day, and I'm trying to make myself happy and better myself. And the weight of the world has honestly really dropped off me because of that. You know, I've been able not to try to keep up with the Joneses and do things that people are trying to constantly achieve. I have my own goals and things that I'm going after that make me happy at the end of the day. And I don't need to achieve every single goal, you know, to get there, but there's a certain life plan that I have that and plan that I'm trying to achieve. And, you know, honestly, it's just like taking a deep breath and sitting back and understanding where you're coming from, learning about yourself, and how can you bring your best self to other people so you can go, you know, so you can go ahead and serve those people to the highest quality. I mean, I love getting phone calls, you know, just kids I've coached in the past or business people that I've trained and coached and worked with. And they just say, Steve, I really enjoyed being in your presence. I learned a lot. Like, you have no idea what the effect is going to be on me in the future. I mean, I just literally melt, Mike. It's like one of those best phone calls that you can get. I mean, you probably understand from hearing from your daughters, but just leading the way and appreciate that greater appreciation of bringing positivity to the table and leading in the right direction.
Yeah, I love everything that you just said there. You really brought a lot of it, and you brought a lot of it to sports. I want to bring it into the business world because part of that statement that you made there and part of what you were talking about there is the collaboration with other people in your industry. And something I want to speak about is one of your mastermind groups before we wrap up the show, because I really love that you do this. This is the Shining Light video podcast show where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm here with Stephen Orefice, the VP, excuse me, I was going to say the owner. I almost gave you a bigger title than what you have. The VP of Sales for New Beginnings Windows and Doors. And as we've spoken about, he builds a relationship with his clients in order to find what's best for you. And he has a lot of manufacturers, a long list of them, to be able to go through the right manufacturer, the right windows, the right doors for your home. This is a big investment that you're going to make. So you want to meet with somebody who's educated, who has the knowledge, and who has the objectivity to be able to meet with you and go through what you're looking for. And that's something that Stephen provides, and that's something that New Beginnings provides. They're a family-owned business, and they keep that as a part of their culture. And so working with him and working with a company like that is definitely something that's wonderful to do. Stephen, you're also attached to several other family-owned home service types of businesses. Some of them have been on the show, Rick Irizarry and George Ginacontis from G. Contos Roofing. And, you know, these are family-owned home service-based businesses. And you guys meet on a regular basis. Could you share with us a little bit about what you guys discuss and how this collaboration has helped you grow in your business?
Oh my God, Mike, you talk about collaboration. This is one of those strategic partnerships that I got to give credit to Rick Irizarry and John Bocello, who came up with the group. But we've all had this vision of just being in a home improvement focus-based group. So literally, that's all we want in the group. That's all we want to focus on. But literally, it's all about giving back to one another. So we don't market ourselves individually. We market ourselves as a group. So that's the part that I absolutely love, because it just plays into our strong point here as being family owned, and it's either all or nothing type mentality. So all of us go all in with our clients, and literally we just hand our clients off. Once we close a window and door job, we're going in and saying, hey, I have a roofer, I have a landscaper, I have a solar guy. Here's everything that you need, all the services that are pre-vetted out for you, people that we work with and have good relationships with that could really take care of all your issues with your home in the near future and beyond. So it's 8 great people that we have in our group right now, and we're still adding. So if anybody's interested, let us know. But we're just bringing in home improvement trades that want to accomplish something bigger than them, honestly, and partner up with other great trades in the Hudson Valley. I mean, there's a lot of local owned businesses that thrive here that some people don't even realize are out there. So for me personally, I love promoting them, kind of what you're doing with your show. But it's all about promotion and staying top of mind and using social media to your advantage and using your in-person and marketing on Google and doing certain things. But this group is phenomenal. We get together every 2 weeks. We talk about referrals past, so we update each other with our current clients, and where they are in the process so nobody's left out of the loop, and we make sure our clients are being taken care of. And then also we talk about marketing strategies and how can we better the group? What can we do in the near future? Whether it's a home show, whether it's a neighborhood party, or whether it's a group outing and we all go bowling. Like, you know, we're all getting to that level of really getting to know one another and liking one another and building that, you know, rapport. So in the future, this thing could really blow up, and it takes a lot of stress off all of us, you know, from a business development standpoint, where we have all these different networks coming together and combining. It's not so much cold calling and knocking on doors. It's utilizing your relationships to grow your customer base and be good at it.
Right, right. And you know, something else that you said in there, first of all, I have to correct myself. It's George Contogiannis.
So it's a tough last name
As you were
to say.
speaking, I was like, George is going to kill me for butchering his name, the poor guy. Contogiannis, George Contogiannis. I'm so sorry. G. Conto's Roofing, and of course Rick Irizarry with Solar Farm, New York.
They're both characters too. So we call George the weatherman. When he comes on, we make him give us the weather.
They're great guys. But something about that group that I want to share with everybody out there, especially the people, homeowners who may be you know, looking to purchase a window or a solar panel or something, is that group also keeps you all accountable. You know, we in the sales business, when we receive a referral, we're accountable to the person who gave us that referral. So Steven here gives me a referral to a homeowner. I'm accountable to Steven. Steven's going to follow up with me and say, hey, Michael, did you call Rick and see how everything was going there? And I think that provides so much value to the homeowner when Steven meets with you, goes over your windows and doors and says, hey, you know what? You might want some solar panels. You might want a new roof. Give George a call. Now, George isn't just on the hook to do your roof. He's also on the hook with Steven to make sure that he does a great job because Steven referred him. And I think that that's really important for people to know that when you're part of that group, it also offers a lot of accountability on the salesperson and on the person that's doing the job.
Yeah, we're really big on tracking and thanking. So that's something that I've integrated in my sales process since day one, and it's really helped me to follow up with people and continue to thank people for their business. I mean, sometimes all of us get so busy, we forget to call people and thank them for giving us business. And I think that's something that we have to remember, and we have to keep them in a database and constantly touch them, you know, on a monthly basis. And when big life events happen, they're your customer. You should be sending out cards and hey, congratulations on the newborn child. Congratulations, you know, have a Merry Christmas, or, you know, whatever the holiday is. Excuse me. But really, you know, just keeping in contact with that customer. It's much more than business. They become family. So tracking and thanking is something that we really take pride in. And the coolest thing about this, Mike, is when we're all working a big job site and all of us are on that site and we get to put the whole project together. I mean, I'm working on a big roof right now with George. We're doing the windows and doors for his customer. You know, we had another general contractor on the site that's in the group when we were replacing the windows. It's just nice to give business, and the customer feels well handled, and he just, you know, loves that we're kind of a one-stop shop for homeowners. And you don't have to spend your time dreading about maybe getting a bad review from a company that you hired, or, you know, worry about them mistreating you or something like that. So really stick with your relationships and go with referrals from those types of companies. If it's us, that's great. If not, just do your research and make sure these people have good connections and good relationships in place.
Yeah, and as you said, it makes the job run a lot smoother because you're all communicating, you're all on the same page with each other, and that's really great. What's the name of that group? Oh, go ahead.
And just, you know, timelines. I think from a home improvement perspective, timelines is huge for homeowners, you know? So you want to be with companies that move quickly but are still efficient. So that's my biggest advice out there, is just because you may have a shorter lead time to get a window in or a door in, how efficient are they going to be on the back end? So ours may take 2 weeks, but when that 2 weeks is up, you're going to have a beautifully installed window. That door is going to be beautifully set up, and it's going to last you for a lifetime. You know, and we're not going to take the quick route out. So whether that's a roof or a window or anything, you know, solar panels on your home, you know, so we all take pride in that. So take the extra time and let the process play out, but really choose that company wisely.
That's right. That's right. And we're going to get into some of the small businesses that you mentioned. I have a question for you there. This is the Shining Light video podcast show where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. I'm here with Steven Orefice, the VP of Sales for new beginnings, windows and doors. And as we've spoken about in the entire show, is that he's going to meet with you and build a relationship with you. And what we spoke about there in terms of building a relationship, learning about you as the customer, learning about you as the homeowner or the buyer, learning about what your needs are, what your values are, what you're looking for, and staying in touch with you on that. He also comes with a huge team of other home service professionals that are going to be able to help guide you in all the other decisions that you might have to make in terms of solar panels or roof replacement, or a contractor to be able to get these windows and doors in. So he brings a lot of value, more than just windows and doors. And Stephen's going to put all of his contact information in all the comments and everything there. But Stephen, before we wrap up, I have to ask you, during this quarantine, you've had to stay home, you haven't been able to get out. What's one place that when this quarantine is over, or it seems like it almost is, that you can't wait to just bust down their doors and walk through?
Oh, man. I would say, honestly, golf has been my saving grace during the quarantine, because that's the only thing that has been open. But for me, it's restaurants. I'm a big foodie. Love having my craft beers. So that's, and my country music. So for me, restaurant, I told my wife yesterday, I'm like, I can't wait to just sit out on the deck with you and hang out on the Newburgh waterfront or in the village of Wappingers and just, you know, have a drink and eat some good food and, you know, get out of the house a little bit, you know, with the baby and just experience, you know, real life again. We've all been locked up for 90 days. And when you're a severe extrovert, it's could be a challenge. So my wife and I have survived 90 days. So we're doing good. She went back to work today for the first time from being on maternity. So I'm excited. I'm a little nervous about her coming home tonight and being extremely tired. But no, I think real life, it's taking it day by day. It's getting a little bit safer out there and people are feeling more comfortable. So we're just, you know, we're going to see what happens here. But really, restaurant is my big one.
What's your favorite restaurant on the Newburgh waterfront?
Oh, man, I would have to say Billy Joe's is definitely just because of the scenery. But I also
well, you did say country, right?
And there's my country fix right there. But I like the Mill House in Poughkeepsie. I like on the riverfront here. Also, so the Hudson Valley, Mike. Honestly, I love trying. I love trying new restaurants. We have the best mix of places to go to, and we're so easily accessible to Westchester and New York City, where I used to work. So you could literally get wherever you want, you know, in the Hudson Valley. So it's just love trying new things.
Yeah, we speak about it all the time on the show here, is that, you know, we're so blessed with having the Culinary Institute right in our backyard, and all of these chefs that come out and graduate there, you know, it's easy for them to get into a restaurant up here because the real estate is much less expensive than going to New York City. So they're able to purchase a small space or a space in general to be able to open up their own kitchen and put out some amazing food at a really nice price too. A lot of the times, we're eating at culinary chef restaurants, and the price point is like half the price of what you would be paying for in New York City, which is where we really have a lot of options up here.
The wineries, the beer, you know, the beer opportunities, the festivals. I mean, the Hudson Valley brings everything, you know, and when you grew up here, you have a little bit greater of appreciation of it. But there's so much. That's why the local business. I mean, if we can all go out right now and just go support them, and that's why I'm on the Wappingers Falls, you know, board for businesses. Those are the first places I'm going to support. But it's literally just helping out local people, man. We're all in the fight together, and we want all these businesses to come back. So just stay positive and go out and support anytime you can.
I love that. And I have to plug HV Eats, especially Rick Irizarry's wife, Janet Irizarry. HV Eats, she does a blog on the local restaurants and all the stuff that's going on in terms of these restaurants. So she'll be able to share some openings and some places to check out right away. But of course, I want to highlight one of the pages on her website, which offers an opportunity for people to be able to donate to food pantries and to be able to donate food to these food pantries and find non-for-profits to align themselves with to help people. One of her goals, one of Janet's goals, is to make sure that everybody is fed and has food to eat. So if you can, do visit hveats.com to find out how you can help, but also to find out what restaurants are opening, as Stephen's talking about here, as just supporting these local restaurants. Thanks for sharing that with us.
It's so cool to see the outside dining open up and getting a little bit of energy back in the community. So I think phase 2 is going to be good for everybody.
Yeah, it was really cool seeing that on social media yesterday, of seeing a couple of restaurants that opened, and of course everybody's wearing a mask, but it was cool. You could see the excitement on everybody's faces just to be able to be out and about.
Definitely.
This has been the Shining Light Video Podcast Show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. My guest today has been Stephen Orefice from New Beginnings, Windows and Doors. And Stephen, before we wrap up the show, I would like to throw it back to you one last time for your maybe final thoughts, any message that you'd like to share with everybody in our audience today.
Yeah, no, I just want to thank everybody for coming on and listening. Number one, Mike, you're doing a great job with your show. And if I can send you any visitors, I will. Really, guys, just stay positive through this, man. Stay happy and do whatever feeds your soul. For us at New Beginnings, we're thinking about all of you. And if anybody needs anything, don't hesitate to reach out. Check out our new website. It's www.mbwindow.com for windows and doors. We just rolled that out about a month ago. So we have some great opportunities there for you to check out. Give us a call if you want a free estimate. And that's pretty much it. I'm waiting for baseball to come back. So if your kids need lessons, I'm here too. But let's bring back Yankee baseball first off.
Nice, nice. And just for everybody to know, what Stephen will do is he'll put all of those web links and anything that you need to contact him in the comment section of this video and also of any other marketing slicks that we did for this program today. So you'll be able to contact him and find out. But Stephen, just real quick, your Instagram handle, just so that if in case anybody doesn't see it.
Yep, it's at Stephen R. Orefice is my Instagram, Facebook, same thing. And I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn as well and Snapchat. So.
Perfect, perfect. And New York Solar Farm is here. Hello, hello. And we had a lot of friends today. Stephen, I have to let you know that the heart bubble emoji has been popping up the entire time that you've been speaking. So you have a secret admirer among us. So I want to thank our commenters in here for all the love. I want to also give a shout out Merrill. I don't know if you know Merrill, but Merrill gave you a shout out. And said, New Beginnings and Doors is just an amazing place. Definitely reach out to them. He had a great, or she had a great experience with you guys. So I want to give a shout out to them. And then, of course, New York State Solar Farm has joined us, and they're a part of your network there. So that's really fantastic.
We love Rick and Anthony.
Yes, for sure. I want to thank all of our commenters today for being a part of the show today. It's really nice to see. And I want to thank you, Stephen, for bringing all these people to us because a lot of them were your friends and supporters. So that's really wonderful to see. This has been the Shining Light Video Podcast Show, where I shine a light on my guests and the positivity they're spreading in their communities. Today, my guest has been Stephen Orefice from New Beginnings, Windows and Doors. And we've spoken about it countless amount of times, but I can't say it enough. New Beginnings, Windows and Doors is a family-owned business, and they practice that culture by being able to bring you an objective point of view. Stephen is educated on all of the windows and all of the doors that he sells. He meets with these manufacturers and gets to know their process and picks out what he believes and what New Beginnings believes is what's going to be right for you through the relationships that he builds with you. Stephen also comes with a team, not just a team at New Beginnings, which he does have, but also a team of home professionals that's going to be able to help you get the job done and get it done right. Stephen, I can't thank you enough for coming on the show today. You and I met several years ago at a networking event, and we've just continued to do the same thing over and over again of just networking and build our circles together. And I think it's really fantastic. Another great thing that you provided with us, which I really loved, was just surrounding yourself with positive people, and you certainly are that. So thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Michael. Keep up the good work, man.
For sure. I would just like to acknowledge what's happening in our world today, and just share with everybody that my show is a platform to promote the amazing people and the amazing things that they're doing in their communities. And it's going to continue to do so, to shine a light on the positive people and the actions they take to help each other. Therefore, I would like to highlight the communities and their positive actions. I'd like to applaud all of the communities that have had peaceful, nonviolent protests. This show will continue to shine a light on positivity and the amazing people in our communities, no matter their race, gender, politics, religion, or anything else that's perceived to separate us. I'd also like to update everybody on Forgotten Children of Haiti's fundraiser, Mask for the Front Line. Thanks to all of our generous donors and supporters, we were able to accomplish our goal of $5,000 and actually exceed that. Of course, raising money for Haiti and raising money for the hospital and orphanage that we support is an ongoing process, and we're always taking donations. So please do feel free to reach out to me about that. And then, of course, I have to thank our sponsors for today, which are the Mindful Living Program. In this program, Matt Alfonso helps you gain clarity, live present, and improve your self-love. This program is designed to help you shift your mindset and make lasting changes. Please message at MattAlfonso1 on Instagram and use the promo code Shining Light to receive a significant discount. That's Matt Alfonso and the number 1. I think he has 2 spots available in this program, and he's kicking it off Monday of next week. So reach out to him as soon as you can if you'd like to be a part of it. This show has also been sponsored by HV Gold Rewards, one of the largest Facebook networking groups in the Hudson Valley. Visit hvgoldrewards.com to buy your discount card, which I believe George has a discount with. And Stephen, do you guys have a discount with as well?
We do.
And New Beginnings does as well. So these discount cards are only $10, and you can receive a significant discount if you present that card when purchasing a service from New Beginnings or from G. Contos Roofing and any other members of the HV Gold family. And in fact, if you enter promo code FCH, HV Gold Rewards will donate 8 of those dollars to Forgotten Children of Haiti and all of the fundraising that we do. This show with Stephen here will replay on my Facebook today at 6 o'clock, which is at Michael Esposito Inc. So you could visit that, and I'll make sure that everybody knows when that's playing. And then, of course, tune in tomorrow. My guest, Courtney Whitebay, has all the right moves to keep your mind, body, and spirit in shape. That's tomorrow at 10 a.m. on the Shining Light Video Podcast Show. I want to thank again all of our commenters today. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, and thank you for showing all of your love and support for Stephen. Stephen, again, I can't thank you enough. This has been awesome doing the show with you. It's a long time coming. I know that you had a little podcast show that you had started a while ago, a Facebook Live, and I just am so happy to finally come and collaborate with you on this one today. So thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, Mike. Me too, man. Let's stay in touch.
Awesome. Well, thanks, everybody. As always, stay happy and stay healthy, and we'll see you tomorrow at 10. Bye, everyone. Bye, Stephen.